Alright guys, welcome back to another 40k video. And
More
today,
40K, don't you just love
more
it?
40k. I love it so much. Y'all aren't seeing this shit till August. That's how much I love it.
Yay!
Hey, you know what? Better now than later.
Better now than later, I guess, yeah. So today we're going to be going over a little bit of creativity, right? We're going to be making our own stuff. You know, because that is part of the glory of 40k. I remember back in the Rogue Trader era when I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of the infamous deodorant stick land raider or land speeder thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when creativity was rewarded by Games Workshop, and we're kind of keeping the tradition alive with some homebrew today. So we're gonna go through some chapters, or not some chapters. We're gonna go through some factions. Sorry, I just misspoke there. And we're
Sub.
going to, huh?
Keep going, keep going. You're good.
And we have a rough outline of, in case you want to follow along, or also just tips and tricks. Not tips and tricks. What am I talking about? I don't know.
I love my tip and trick.
But yeah, I'm just gonna be playing it simple and easy today. I'm gonna be doing a custom successor chapter. Michael, is there what faction are you doing?
Tyranids, because that's what I play.
And John.
I chose the Eldar.
I'm surprised you didn't do Leagues of Votann.
I don't know enough about the leagues to do them.
Ancestor Core, Rock and Stone,
Yeah.
Bugman's Brew,
Well, you see, the
Mine
players
Hating
drink
behind the
beer
Greenskins,
and punch stuff.
Hating Elves.
Anyway,
Well, that's very unspecific. Pretty sure
yeah, Michael can
everybody hates
relate.
elves.
All right,
Michael can relate.
now that we have making fun of the stunties out of the way, let's get into step one slash something one. So this is going to be the first step in the creation process of our custom factions. This is going to be inspiration slash name. Originally this was just inspiration, but I put slash name on there because sometimes the name comes first, and it's just like this came to me in a dream, and now I have to do something with it.
Mm, very true, very true.
But other times it's inspiration. So I actually do have my inspiration written down here. So I'm gonna go first on this one. So I remember a while back I saw this incredible Rogue Trader art of a space marine with a hose connected to his mouthpiece like a gas mask, and that
Hmm.
tickled my autism.
Ooh,
So I decided to make a
ooh.
whole Space Marine chapter that's based around CBurn, chemical, radiological, biological, nuclear, stuff like that. And the original name I had was either Knights or Apothecaries of Kyburn, which is going to be the planet that they're from.
Yep.
Okay.
That was the basic gist of what I had as a
Mhm.
starting my successor chapter. And on to that, that's going to go to Michael. Do you want to go first, or do you want to let John go first?
John can go first since he's been waiting oh so long to come up with this.
Yeah, I
Oh,
want to hear
so
this name,
long.
damn it.
Yeah.
So, what my inspiration is, I just don't have any.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But
Name.
in official GW lore, there is no craft world that is protecting the Ghoul Star. So I
Ooh.
wanted to make a craft world protecting
Ah.
that. At so it's also a little bit inspired by my actual army, not so much the Wraith Host part of it,
I
but
was about to say, if so
another
help me
aspect.
God, if you just have a different color of Iandin.
It's not another color Diandon, don't worry. It's the other aspect of that army that we'll get into later.
Alright, so you did actually put lore past just that real quick. Alright, that's good. And on to you, Michael.
Alright. So mine. Wait, are we giving names or just
Well, we
inspirations right
can.
now?
I gave my name and inspiration. John, what did you have a name for yours?
I do have a name, but I don't want to give it just yet. I want to give it as part of the like deep lore.
Deep lore.
Alright.
Okay.
That's what you want to do? Sure. Okay. So mine, I will give my name. After a recent discussion with these two gentlemen, I've settled on the name of mine being called Hive Fleet. Why'd I literally just forget it?
What was it before the discussion?
Oh, I didn't have a name. I just had an inspiration. But it is now, oh yeah, Hive Fleet Osiris.
All right.
Basically, my inspiration was I was on a school field trip at DC, and during that field trip, we went to the what's the national cemetery? The Arlington National Cemetery. Oh yeah, the Arlington National Cemetery. I was looking around. I was like, dang, there's got to be a lot of dead bodies in here and a lot of biomass. Why aren't there high? And like, doesn't the Imperium just have full planets of just dead bodies with bunches of biomass that are like relatively unprotected? What if there was a Tyranid hive fleet that specialized in just raiding those worlds because they'd be very lightly defended and be fairly plentiful in biomass? And so that was the inspiration for my custom hive fleet.
I was gonna say, that was some pretty cool inspiration there.
Yep.
All right. So step 2 is going to be basic history. For example, my successor chapter, the currently, I'm leaning towards the apothecaries of Kyburn. I forgot what I wrote down for a second. They're just going to be ultramarine successors from the Ultima founding, so they're going to be a Primaris successor chapter only. And of course, they're going to be Gilliman's little sons, allegedly. It's just going to be very
Like
brief,
everybody.
something like that, and then we could go a little bit deeper later, but first let's just get through the very, very basics. So, Michael, you want to go in the middle this
All right,
time?
sure. Like I said before, mine is a descendant of Hive Fleet Jormungandr. Basically, to access all the like buried biomass, they have a lot of just like burrower and harvester organisms, and that's what they specialize in. That's a little simple rundown for now.
And John, how do you
Finally
protect the
mine.
ghoul stars?
Huh?
How do
Why'd
you
I pick
protect
them?
the ghoul stars?
Really, they're just the gatekeepers to make sure the ghoul stars don't flood out.
Hmm.
But they were amongst the last to leave the Maiden or their homeworld. Yeah, the homeworld, the one where the Eye of Terror was ripped open, I guess.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then they stuck around due to Chief Farseer Linus and his gleanings of the future. Yes, I
Hmm.
have names.
I have a feeling I
I
know
can't
what his
remember
craft world is named.
Yep, you still don't know that. Take
My
that.
craft world
The
Linux.
No, that's
Craft
just
World
Chief Farseer.
Gatekeepers.
Chief Farseer Windows XP. All right, and then on to step 3, which is going to be expansion slash uniqueness. Basically, what this is a little bit deeper into the lore. Basically, we're going to be peeling back the layers of this custom faction of ours like an onion. So obviously, we're not GW. We don't have to just leave it at a name and maybe a color scheme and call it good, because we don't have a million fucking Space Marine chapters to make and all these other shit. So we can take the time to make these our personal
Yep.
factions, such as something that hopefully Michael will get into soon.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
No, Michael, we're not ready. Go.
Okay. So, Hive Fleet Osiris. Yeah, I almost forgot the name again. I don't know why it keeps losing my mind.
Because we changed it
Basically,
like 3 times.
yeah. So they'll follow around. They'll search for like burial worlds, not tomb worlds for the Necrons, because those don't have anything, but Imperial burial worlds. Another thing they'll also do is they'll track around large fleets of warships and then scour about to, just collect the biomass and finish off whoever is like left from, the ships in space. That's one thing they do. After collecting all the biomass, basically their purpose is to collect easy collectible biomass and then bring it to larger fleets. So what they've been seen doing, right, in the lore, what they've been seen doing is they'll attack a burial world, take everything, there's nothing left, like every Tyranid invasion, and then they'll meet up with a larger hive fleet, say Jormungandr, or who they splintered off from, or maybe Leviathan or Behemoth, and then they'll extend their feeder tendrils from some of their ships and start donating biomass to these other hive shit that are, from these much larger fleets. So they're almost like a support, hive fleet, not really meant to be in big battles on their own, but to actually support the larger hive fleets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their main purpose, and that's mainly what they do. But of course, they'll go to whatever planet has biomass and whichever is most available, like every Tyranid.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's a little deep dive into mine.
Do you want to go next,
John?
John?
Yeah, sure, I'll go next. So, all right, you get to finally learn the name. The members of the craft world Adea Verk, the Armored Sphere. Here,
Oh, did you go into Greek for that?
No, I just kind of went wherever. I didn't really have a inspiration for the name. I was just like, yeah, sure, sounds great.
Fair enough.
But anyway, their mortality rates used to be very high because they fought their way from the Eye of Terror, as they were one of the last ones to leave, to where the Ghoul Stars are.
Mm.
And
so they're from the Eyes of Terror.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where all the Eldar came from. Since, they're kind of the ones that caused it. Okay, so where was I?
I don't know.
They have adopted a mostly armored fighting style due to these higher losses during their early ages. So they've got a huge population of aspect warriors who are part of the Crimson Hunters, mostly aerial fighters, and tankers.
Mm. So would you say they're somewhat nomadic on the battlefield?
That's their other thing. They've got a lot of members of the Path of the Outcast, so a lot of rangers and stealthy people.
Mm.
Mainly because it's harder to recover spirit stones due to the conditions.
Yeah.
So more stealth, more armor.
Okay.
That's
That's pretty neat.
into mine.
I like it. They've taken so many losses that they've adapted to try and prevent it.
They've just killed less people. That way there's less deaths, and they have the stealthy people go and recover for them.
Either armor up or get the fuck out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. So for mine, I kind of went a lot more broad. So the Knights of Qyburn are kind of like Imperial R&D slash super combat testing. So as I said, they were loosely based on the concepts of chemical, radiological, or chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, or C-burn, as I'll keep referring to it for the rest of the video. That's kind of their main shtick. They specialize in researching and developing technologies around those fields. Just something to make them a little bit more unique because 4 letters fits nicely into 1,000 Marines. They only have 4 chapters of 250.
Mm-hmm.
And just loosely, I did try to somewhat follow the Adeptus Codex Astartes a tiny bit. So chemical is going to be your scout company. They do minor field testing, and they mostly being loose term, considering they're still Space Marines, but they mostly do like the pen and paper work, lab work, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Next would be the biological ones. They're Xenos experts. They specialize in orcs and Tyranids, and the unique thing about that company is everybody in the company has either a flamer pistol or a melta pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I mean all 250 Space Marines, not just whoever has a pistol. Because
every single one's got a flamethrower.
Has a flamer or melta pistol.
I get it.
Because they might need to burn off biological mass if it becomes too violent.
Yeah, I was gonna say okay, so they specialized in like the Horde Xenos.
Yeah.
And then and then the flamers.
The ones that are hard
I was
to get
wondering
rid of.
won't they have like flamers? And then that makes
a
lot
bit
of
like
sense.
using the flamethrower, and I think it was Halo 2 or 3 when you were fighting the Flood. So the next one is Radiological. This is a Gravis only company. They work closely with the Skitarii, who have modified their armor to be extra resistant to radiation for obvious reasons.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And then N is for nuclear. If the people that specialize in nuclear anything are in the vicinity, you just want to leave. I don't think I need to explain that one much.
Obviously.
What?
So yeah, they're mostly at that point just deploying nuclear warheads safely and trying to make better nuclear warheads.
Imperium and safely deploying. I don't think those go together too well.
They
Well,
go together
remember,
decent.
okay, I have played Ballistic Engine on Space Marine. All right, so step 4 in the basic guideline is going to be paint. Obviously, if you're trying to make your own custom thing, you might have like a little drawing, or maybe you're just in Space Marine 2 character creator, or maybe you have an army that you just don't know how to paint because nothing else really speaks to you. This is what you would do. This would probably be step 1 if you're starting on tabletop, but we're working kind of ass backwards here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Yeah, nothing wrong
would
with
Michael
that.
like to take it away?
All right. Yeah. So, mine, Tyranids. So it's like 3 basic colors. How they work is they have. It took me a little bit to figure this out because I wasn't quite sure what colors I wanted. But they have black bodies with dark purple. What was it? Oh no, I think it was purple. Yeah, sorry, purple bodies with black carapaces, and then like some like acidic green like streaks running along their bodies, and that's their basic color scheme. Maybe some like red highlights on the claws and stuff, kind of like what you see with the Leviathan. But yeah.
So I'm a little curious, why the 3 colors when most are simply the 2 unique colors, when most hive fleets are?
Make them even more unique.
Yeah, very much.
Pretty much, all right.
I want to add in colors that I like, and then I also think colors that I associate with being kind of like necrotic or,
Yeah, when you originally
Debbie.
had your hive fleet named Hive Fleet Kronos, what really threw, or not Kronos,
Necros.
Necros,
Necros.
you really threw me off because I heard no Necros and Tomb Worlds, and then you threw in Acid Green, and I really thought you were like, I'm pretty sure that Tyranids do not want to be seeking out Necrons actively. And speaking of, it is my turn, kind of.
It is.
So for my paint scheme, this one's going to be a little bit more in depth because, Space Marines. So I kept the arms and legs a kind of like a light gray color. Same for the pauldron bands. I don't have a chapter symbol yet. I'm just probably just going to
Hmm.
run into Space Marine 2 Creator and see what looks non-specific enough.
That was about right.
But for company markings, I decided to make the chest, helmet, and armor trim be different colors for different companies. So the chemical company is going to be yellow, biological green, radiological red, and nuclear being black. Simple stuff.
Okay,
And yeah,
I like it.
Keep it nice and simple.
mhm,
And I believe that
Yeah.
leaves me.
that does leave you.
So my craft world armor is very simplistic. They are a pale gray uniform with most of their pauldrons and helmets being a pale purple.
All right, so the last one is going to be advanced history slash renaming. So advanced history isn't quite going even more in depth with like named characters and events with dates and stuff like that, like you might think. It's going to be more if there's anything recent or if they have any faction-wide aspirations. That's more what we're looking for when it comes to the advanced history and slash rename because nothing is set in stone, and that's just like a little reminder that you can change things if you don't like them.
Okay.
So, Michael, would you like to take it away?
So, recently, they ain't doing anything specific. Well, the renaming is my original idea was, like I think we mentioned before, Hive Fleet Necros. But then, after like a few what's the word I'm looking for? Not complaints, but like, I don't know, suggestions from these two gents. I later landed on what would later become what it is now, Hive Fleet. What was it? I forgot it again. Oh my gosh, how do I keep doing this?
Hive Fleet Osiris.
Come on,
Yeah, Osiris. Yeah, gosh, how's this so hard?
you're stupid. That's
It's
how.
taking the piss
Yeah,
out of
pretty
it,
much.
mate.
Yeah, in the recent timeline, they're not doing anything too special. Just, simple what I said they were doing. They're just going around seeing what big battles they can, scrape some biomass from, or what tomb worlds look highly undefended, or burial worlds look ripe for the digging. So nothing special.
Yeah.
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 As is with
Yeah.
Tyranids, it is hard to make lore with that when it comes to what the big aspiration is. Like, just scraping by kind of being like a Detrivore is definitely a unique angle for Tyranids.
Hmm.
hmm
I don't
So,
think there's any factions that are like that.
So like with the new 11th edition, how there's multiple detachments, you would most likely either run either the what's it called?
Assimilation Swarm or Subterranean
Yeah,
Assault.
Assimilation Swarm or Subterranean Assault.
Yeah.
Would be the most lore accurate to run, which are both good detachments.
Indeed.
Yeah. So for John, do you want to go first or me next?
I can go next.
All right.
So the goal of this one is mostly just aspirations and future goals, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Aspirations,
I
future goals, if there's anything current, like say if you were in any recent lore that, like, example for any Space Marine being in the 13th Black Crusade, that would be like a recent thing.
no,
Stuff
Participating in
like
the
that.
500 worlds, I guess.
Stuff like
I've got
that.
history, but I don't have aspirations because my craft world's entire thing is we are keeping the ghoul stars from getting out, basically.
Sounds good to me. Is there a reason why they're trying to
Although
keep the gold stars in?
there's things in there people don't want to fight,
Naturally, yep.
obviously. But yeah, they're mainly there as gatekeepers. They will often come to blows with the Necron's Flayer world. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the world of just
Yeah,
flayed ones.
yeah. The mercenary flayed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just mostly
So,
being the guardians slash gatekeepers.
yeah, mostly.
It's like when your D&D party finds a dungeon, but all the traps are really big and facing inside the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Iron Lords in a bit, if y'all remember that successor chapter, the Iron Hands.
I I actually do remember it.
I think that's really cool, considering there's like kind of like a convergent evolution going on between your craft world and the Iron Lords, just in different ways.
I just remember the name.
Which one?
The Necron world they come to blows with.
Oh, what is it?
The Necron Bone Kingdom of Drazak.
That sounds gay.
Drazak.
Yeah, Drazak.
The Bone
Interesting.
Kingdom of...
Drazik?
Wow.
Whatever.
Oh, well. And then for me, so the current main aspiration, considering, we got the War of Armageddon box coming out, or, well, when this video was made, it is coming out. It's a relatively new kit. So I decided that the chemical and biological companies would be working together to try and make a orc pesticide that would basically permanently rid a world of an orc infestation.
Oh, that
That's their
sounds really
current
nice.
there's their current goal. I'm not going to obviously I can't make any progress on it, but I just think that'd be really cool. I
Mhm.
did decide to change the names because I noticed most of the names of successor chapters that I would make were knights of or just like of something, and it was usually the planet they were named after. And considering
Mhm.
their whole thing was research and discovery, knowledge is power, stuff like that, I decided to change them to the Egyptian god of knowledge, which is Thoth.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't just
Hmm.
gonna throw in Thoth like that, so I changed it to the bird that Thoth is, which is the ibis. So I changed it to the ibis apothecarium, which I thought was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Clever.
I
I like it.
avoided the blank of blank trend. And then
Yeah.
since we
Yeah.
did it for Michael's, I'm going to do it here. For tabletop, you would probably just be running a lot of apothecaries. You could probably run a couple extra tech marines than you would a little bit more heavy armor if you were doing like radiological or something.
Hmm.
Just stuff like that. Just minor flavor rules. Probably not the most meta, but
Yeah.
Maybe some like allied. Uh. Oh, fuck!
Skitari.
What the hell? Yeah.
What?
No, sorry. I'll send it in a second. Yeah. So maybe some
Hell no.
allied. Maybe some allied.
Skitari.
Yeah, Skatari. That. Sorry. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. I just totally lost my train of thought. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like if radiological armor, Gravis. Like I said, that one is Gravis only, so that would be a little bit harder, but like the other ones are fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and with that,
Yeah.
I think we've covered all the bases. We've given you some good live examples. So
Yeah.
thank you for watching. Hopefully you can get creative too, and thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Have a good one.
Toodles.